What's up, guys? Hope all is well. All right, I'm doing this message here on recording because live on YouTube because I need to send this out to all of you as quickly as possible. It's time sensitive. So I have some updates, some very exciting news. I am proud to be able to announce that I am a vice chair for the fundraising team committee for a new nonprofit organization called Dreams Come True Foundation. Okay, so let me explain what Dreams Come True Foundation is. We are a nonprofit organization approved to do two things: the trade organization and affordable housing. Forgot the word for that. So here's who founded this organization. You may already know who he is. The chairman and founder is Peter Park, and the president and co-founder is Young An, Mrs. Young An. Okay, both of them, you should have recognized their names as one of the original OG members and leaders and founding uh, drivers of the ARIA organization. ARIA is the Asian Association of Real Estate Professionals. I can't remember the acronym, but I know that they started back in around 2010, 2011, and they literally exploded and blew up around 2014 through 2017. So now it's a national and international known organization. Now here's the difference between what ARIA between ARIA and what Dreams Come True Foundation is doing. Dreams Come True Foundation has a different type of approval as a nonprofit. So a trade organization like NARAP or ARIA has the ability to sponsor events, put together networking events, and get sponsors to pay for the ability to meet people in the industry. It's more for education, it's promoting diversity, right? So all of that's great. But there's all of that plus a second component, because when you go to a big bank, and this is all for being able to help the communities. But if you go to a bank, there's two ways that a bank can donate. Number one, they have a smaller budget, which is for like getting their name out there, branding, sponsorships. You'll see, Citibank, Bank of America, US Bank, they'll put money up to sponsor like NARAP international, annual conventions, or ARIA, same thing. But the bigger budget is based on affordable housing. Why? Because the banks are required, they have a budget where they're required to spend and reinvest money in organizations like Dreams Come True Foundation, where they're going to be able to reinvest into the community. So you heard of that. If you ever taken your NMLS test, you heard of the Community Reinvestment Act, the CRMA, Community Reinvestment something Act, right? So it's based off of that. And this is a unique niche opportunity to be a part of this organization, because the way I understand it, these banks, they have to give a certain amount of money. So let's pretend like Bank of America this year in California has to give away $100 million, and they have to give away like 20 REOs to the city of Santa Ana. Okay, that's realistic. These are realistic numbers, right? So when they give it away based on representation, right? So if the community is represented by, like, I don't know, 60% Asian, 20% African American, 10% Caucasian, and I don't know, maybe 5-10% Asian. I don't know how accurate that is, but let's say that's true. Here's the irony of it. All of the other minority groups, including veterans, are all accounted for, and they're already up and running. But what's very unique about Dreams Come True Foundation, founded by Mr. Park, Peter Park, and Mrs. An, is that there's a component, the DBA component is the Korean American real estate professional. So it's representation by the Asian community. So, and so far from what I understand, it's non-existent. Or if it is existent, no one knows about it. So we may perhaps be the first nonprofit Asian represented organization that is promoting affordable housing that can go to the banks and get our fair share of those grant money, of that grant money. Okay, so it's very exciting. Now, what are we promoting? Why am I part of this organization, and why am I going to be supporting this with all of my efforts and time as much as possible, right? That I can serve. Because here's why. Number one, affordable housing, great. We're going to be able to build homes, apartment complexes. We're going to need real estate agents. I personally am interested in heading up, or leading, I should say, the Korean veterans. I have a lot of Korean veterans. I'm a veteran myself, Coast Guard, and I have veteran agents, veteran entrepreneurs that definitely need the awareness, right? We need to promote to our fellow Asian veterans, but all veterans in general. So I get to participate in that. But what are we going to need? We're going to need agents. We're going to need buyer agents. We're going to need seller agents. We're going to need all kinds of professionals to help these community members to either buy a home or rent an apartment or rent a home, right? So that's one way. But there's also these other verticals where the mentorship program. See, Mr. Park had this vision where, although the Asian community in general, especially on media, is looked at as like very successful, and we're all good at math, we're all good at taekwondo, but the reality is the Asian community isn't as successful as people presume, because the numbers show that, especially like in the corporate ladder, there's very few Asians that are taking corporate positions, that are in high corporate meaningful positions where we have a voice. So Mr. Park is all about the right mentorship and putting together the right network and putting us in front of the right people, so that the Asian community also not only has a voice, but also with that voice can have the right connections to climb up that corporate ladder or the ladder in society, right? So that's another component. And when it comes to the mentorship, what I'm really excited about this year, our president, Mrs. On's vision is to really lead with education, home buyer seminars. And these home buyer seminars that we're going to be able to put together, because of the type of support we're going to have. I mean, we anticipate support from congressional leaders, even mayoral leaders, district leaders. This is not a type of home buyer seminar that a couple of real estate agents would put together out of a real estate office. This is going to be organized by some of the top leaders in our communities, and we get to be a part of that. We get to not only put those together and help Mrs. On and Mr. Park, but we get to really participate in a leadership capacity. So I'm excited because I'm part of the organization's fundraising committee, but also I was told yesterday that we have enough interest and enough involvement right now to create the Orange County chapter. There's a few chapters across the country, perhaps in Austin, Texas, other places in California, but Orange County, you guys are my Orange County people, right? We have an opportunity to create a presence in Orange County and represent this amazing organization. So I want you to learn more about it. I'm anticipating our first meeting coming up very soon here on Zoom. When I send you the invite, I wanted you to be able to have this understanding first. So when I text you or when I call you or email you about this, you have some motivation and some incentive to come. So please join me on this mission. It's amazing, especially if we're involved in real estate or mortgages in this industry. But if not, if you're a professional, if you're Asian, if you're if you're a member of the Orange County community, whatever it is, if I know you and I'm sending this to you, it's because I feel like there's value that you can bring to this organization, and there's value the organization can bring to you and to us together. So hope to see you there. All right. Take care. Peace.